everybody. Today's another day. We are back from vacation, and would you believe it? We got a microphone that actually sounds kind of good. When you talk about bad news all the time, it's important to take breaks, but always come back to it, and let's come back to it.
And for all of those watching today, when they ask, what do we do in this moment? I feel helpless. What action can I take? It is time for the North to pull up to the South. It is time for New York to pull up to Alabama. It is time for all of us to come to Georgia, to Louisiana, to Tennessee, to Mississippi.
That's right, more feminists begging for violence, that they can't perform themselves, but they want mentally unstable people to perform for them. Very interesting letting all this ghetto into our politics. Now, what do normal people think about things like this being said open behind bulletproof glass?
Lost her everlasting mind. She have lost all train of thoughts. She have lost her marbles because as we speak right now, she decided to take it upon herself to threaten all MAGA folks that live south of the United States of America. Oh, come on. We're going to go down there and get them. Yeah, we're going to transition them. Yeah, we're going to go down there to get them. Come on, New Yorkers. We're going to go down there and get them. Get who? Girl, don't get them mentally unstable people fucked up. All right, that's what you're doing. You're stirring the pot. That's what you Democrats like to do. How dare you? How dare you try to get on stage and try to basically stir the pot, trying to convince these people that are obviously sick to start a violent crime. You're toxic. That's what you are. Talking about some we gonna go down. Go down where? Not down here in Texas. Not in Florida, not in Louisiana, baby. You living in La La Land. You living in fantasy land. Yeah, see, you know what? You soft. You a soft cat. That's what you are. You ain't tough. You can miss me with this whole Bronx girl. Tough guy. Yeah, I'm tough. Stop it. Stop it. We all know how you got in the position that you got in. Come on, people. You all think she got a high IQ. You all think she used her brain to get where she... You know what? Maybe she did use her brain, if you know what I mean. She must have did some strange for a piece of change. You got lucky is what happened. You got lucky and was able to manipulate the right simp man that put you in the position, right, that you are in now. So you need to stop it. These Democrats, they are going around preaching violence for the last few years, but then try to play the victim when somebody give them that same energy back. I'm here to let you know I'm going to give that same energy back. Yes, sir. Then she got the audacity to say all this, standing in front of a bullet. She been doing press conference all week and interviews in front of bulletproof glass fucking shields. I thought she was about that life, AOC. You ain't about that life, are you? Yeah, you soft, man. You don't go back. You a bartender, AOC. Pour me a drink. How about that? Pour all us a drink. How about that? Talking about some, MAGA. Boy, I tell you, boy, these people crazy.
It is crazy. It's outrageous. And I'm tired of them calling for violence all the time. I don't know if you guys feel this way, but we're Americans. We don't need to be under the threat of violence all the time. And if you are calling for violence, you need to go to prison. And the truth is, there's a serious cultural split right now in the United States of America. My question to you is, can we recover from this? Has anybody else noticed there's also been a hijacking of certain cultural traits in order to get their point across on the left now? Some have started to notice this. And if people aren't noticing, all you have to do is listen to them, and then they'll tell you.
Put it to a stop.
Well, let's talk about that, because I know you're not talking about violence, but I am curious.
She shakes her head, yes.
What you think lawmakers, Democrats, citizens should do, because obviously nobody wants this to get worse.
Of course
Nobody wants.
And then she shakes her head in the confirmative, because she does want the violence. Everybody knows that at this point. She can't get the correct body language down because she's lying. The most infuriating thing about all of this is that they're denying Americans their privilege of being Americans just because they want New World Order. And it looks like brainwashing your constituents into murdering you to make that happen is on the table for her and them. They're really creating a horribly dangerous atmosphere. So when an attack does happen, they get to run to their bunkers and we're out in the open. Some of these socialists are so drunk on power they're willing to say anything and they take no accountability at all. When they're questioned, they either blame Trump or they run away.
And the last question on that note, there's a lot of news surrounding fellow squad member Ilhan Omar and her finances. She, claimed she was worth 30 million. Now it's under 100K. Lots of questions surrounding that. Do you have anything you'd like to share on that? Should there be a formal ethics investigation?
No, I know she's going through her process. We all file our paperwork, and everyone has a process of filing amendments. She's spoken to her case, and that's
Absolutely grimy. Let me show you who this person is mentally who's calling for violence and willing to destroy our beautiful country just to get more power over you.
Covered and never come back. And we're here and people are more concerned about helping oil companies than helping their own families? I don't think so. This is about American lives, and it should not be partisan. Science should not be partisan. Deeper still, we don't have to project 1 minute into our future to see that the climate crisis is already here. A woman whose dreams of motherhood now taste bittersweet because of what I know about our children's future. And that our actions are responsible for bringing their most dire possibilities into focus. Just 2 years ago, one of the deadliest disasters in the United States struck in the form of Hurricane Maria. The climate change-powered storm killed over 3,000 Puerto Ricans. None of this is a coincidence, because climate change is not a coincidence or a scientific anomaly. Climate change is a consequence.
You're talking about zero carbon emissions, no use of fossil fuels within 12 years.
That is the goal. It's ambitious, and
How is that possible? You're talking about everybody having to drive an electric car?
it's going to require a lot of rapid change that we don't even conceive as possible right now.
I think it's incredible. I mean, it shows that everyday Americans still have the power to organize and fight for their communities, and they can have more say in this country than the richest man in the world.
The district now is going to lose 25,000 jobs, like this up there.
Well, one of those things is, we were subsidizing those jobs. So for the city was paying for those jobs. So frankly, if we were willing to give Amazon if we were willing to give away $3 billion for this deal, we could invest those $3 billion in our district ourselves if we wanted to. We could hire out more teachers. We can fix our subways. We can put a lot of people to work for that money if we wanted to. There was no guarantee that those jobs were for the New Yorkers that were here. We were looking at a deal that was not primarily putting the community first. Okay, so let's say I'm a really, really bad guy. And let's say I have some skeletons in my closet that I need to cover up so that I can get elected. Mr. Smith, is it true that you wrote this article, this opinion piece for the Washington Post entitled, "These payments to women were unseemly, that doesn't mean they were illegal"?
Well, I can't see the piece, but I wrote a piece under that headline in the Post, so I assume that's right.
Okay, great. So, green light for hush money. I can do all sorts of terrible things. It's totally legal right now for me to pay people off. And that is considered speech. That money is considered speech. And while there's all of this debate about whether a citizenship question should be included or not included, the question I have is, why are we violating the law to include any question whatsoever in the 2020 census? So my question is, why are we violating the law to include this question in the 2020?
Point of order. There's been no enunciation of what that statute is. I don't even know what she's talking about.
I'd be happy to provide it. And this is here in U.S. Code, 13 U.S. Code, section 141, population and other census information, subsection F3. And I'd be happy to provide that to you.
Now, I noticed that all your I guess those attorneys back there squirming around telling you stuff. Can you tell, maybe they can help us with this answer.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. That's the person who's calling for violence, who wants to take out the President of the United States of America, who wants to give any rights and all rights to immigrants over American citizens. That's the person who wants to give free health care and child care to illegal immigrants while you get nothing at all. You're not even considered. They don't even work on policies to help you out at all. I can't name a single thing that the Democrats have done for the American people since Trump came around.
The Democratic Party, but I want to ask what she's actually accomplished. She's going for her 5th term in Congress. She's been in Congress for over 2,500 days, probably. What has she done for the working people? What has she done for, quote, women's rights? She talks a lot. She delivers very little.
Yeah, nothing. She's done nothing but.
And you've got the moderates and the lunatics. It's the same thing in the Democrat Party. You've got the moderates, and I think most Democrats would consider themselves to be pretty rational, pretty moderate, but the loudest people and the only ones with ideas, unfortunately, they're god-awful ideas, are the lunatics. They are the progressives. And, you know, you've got the general, the Fuhress, who's out there, and she, frankly, sounds like a fascist. You know, she's talking about the presidency isn't enough. You know, it's like 4 years isn't enough. I want all of it. You know, that sounds like a completely unhinged authoritarian person who wants to inflate the size of the state and wants to increase taxation, which isn't going to mean on billionaires. That is going to be on the middle class. They are looking for more ways to tax you and not just tax the billionaires, because those plans never involve that. Class warfare is never effective. But she doesn't care because she doesn't really have any other plan than to make herself as powerful as possible and her cronies as rich as possible. Like Tim.
And they're all they care about is obviously their own power and raising taxes on people who work for a living so that they can extend their power for more deeply into our lives.
The demonization that AOC is going about to and creating sort of this revolution against institution, what have they already built? A stronger, more chaotic, more insidious institution, I argue, which is academia, which is the mainstream media on the left, which is their coalescence of protection against rapists and sexual assaulters and stock market cronies and all the things that they pretend to be against, but really they protect because it's simply blue in their seat.
It's just so incredible to see. Well, I hope you learned something today, and remember, you have to vote against this. Thanks for hanging out with me, and don't forget to like and subscribe.